My beloved one, your eyes are not on these words by chance. This is no wandering click or random flicker of light on your screen. This is a summons. The Archangel of the flaming shield and the radiant sword is before you now, not as a gentle visitor but as a messenger whose voice cracks the skies and shakes the marrow of the earth. He is not smiling. He is not soft. He burns with a warning that pulses like thunder against your heart. This is the final call, he declares. I will not flash this again. The gates of light are trembling in their hinges. They are not ornamental doors, they are living thresholds, and they are closing with every heartbeat you waste. If you hesitate, if you pretend this is ordinary, the hinge will seal and what could have been yours will be written under another name. This is not superstition, not spectacle. It was inscribed in the book of beginnings before your first breath. The voice of God carved your name into a page of fire and wrapped it in an assignment. You are reading this because heaven has circled you, because destiny is groaning at the edge of its birth, because a decision you make in the next moments will tilt the scale of your life. Feel the trembling inside your chest? That is your own soul recognizing its summons. A torrent of favor is poised like water behind a dam, but the enemy is crouched at the gate, claws ready to seize it if you linger. Archangel Michael does not whisper now. He roars, "This is your last window. Take hold within 30 seconds. Delay no longer." Heaven does not wait on indecision. Listen closely because these lines are not idle words. They are strands of a rope being lowered to you from a cliff edge you didn't realize you were on. The people you are about to meet, the resources already moving toward your hands, the hidden truth about a smiling betrayer near you, all of it is connected to this warning. Pause for a single breath. If this message is striking your inner core, do not postpone connecting. You were led here so you would not miss what is about to be released. Heaven rarely repeats itself with thunder. This is thunder. Lean closer now. Something sealed for years is cracking open. Angels are murmuring your name with an urgency you have not felt since childhood. Michael stands armored, his blade a column of living flame, his gaze a furnace of unveiled truth. He is not here to soothe. He is here to pull you back from an edge you cannot see. You have drifted too long, he cries. You have ignored the flickers, postponed the nudges, explained away the signs. The very key that could unlock your future is in front of you, and if you neglect it again, its weight will crush your own shoulders. We cannot intervene if you will not see. That is why I shout louder than the pulse in your veins. My beloved, open this word before it is erased. Heaven does not send fire twice without reason. There is a sheet of destiny with your name scrawled across it. It trembles like a candle in a draught, half glowing, half burning, waiting for you to seize it before claws shred it. This is not a game of curiosity. This is survival. Your spirit is stalked but also guarded. A battle you cannot glimpse has already begun. In halls beyond this earth, your name has been spoken in silence, and verdicts are forming. The outcome hinges on whether you crack your heart open to this voice before the final latch closes. Do not lie to yourself, beloved. The one who betrayed you is nearer than your own shadow. The sweetness they show is a glaze to mask the venom in their cup. Michael says, you have felt it, the unease at their touch, the sudden chill in rooms they enter, the small distortions in their smile. This is not paranoia. This is heaven brushing your spirit awake. You were walking blind toward a snare they built, but the alarm is sounding now. Stop. This word is not entertainment. It is the lifeline tossed to you as a flood rises around your ankles. If you do not clutch it, the current will take you places you were never designed to go. Yet in the center of danger a miracle unfolds. God has watched the nights you wept alone, the hours you stared into the dark wondering if anyone saw you, the unseen battles where you fought without applause. Not a single moment dissolved unnoticed. Heaven stored each tear, each sigh, each secret prayer you assumed was lost. Tonight that treasury creaks open. A release is scheduled in your name. It will not be postponed, but you must be awake to catch it. The thief is lurking for your drowsiness, waiting to pluck what is yours. Michael warns you plainly, if you close this, you close the vault. Do not trivialize this. Time is brittle. It crumbles even as you read. A delay of seconds can calcify into decades of regret. But if you hold steady until the end, the veil will lift and you will see the shape of the miracle that has hovered at your threshold since birth. The adversary urges you to swipe away. God urges you to stay. Which summons will you obey? Pause, inhale once. If this fire is stirring your spirit, if something in you knows this is no mere text, then anchor yourself now. This is how heaven keeps a channel open to your soul. Do not risk silence after this. Michael has not appeared to dazzle you. He has arrived to drag you from a precipice. You stand on a knife edge between breakthrough and ruin. Angels lean over the balcony of eternity, watching to see if you will yield to this moment. How many times have you brushed off the inner whisper? How often have you said, tomorrow, later, another day? Heaven replies, tomorrow is a phantom. Later is a lie. This is the only hour. This is the window and it will never open in this shape again. Michael says, look over your shoulder. The fights you assumed were finished still chase you. Words cursed against your name circle like hawks, waiting for you to collapse. The enemy has not grown weary, he has grown urgent because your breakthrough draws near. The heaviness, the abrupt assaults, the strange misfortunes, they were not proof of your weakness but proof of your treasure. Thieves do not break into empty homes. Storms do not rise over barren fields. The fury you face is the receipt of the glory you carry. Michael thunders, fear not. The arm of the Eternal is not shriveled. Even now your name glows in the courts of light, defended by sentinels of fire. What was aimed to obliterate you will invert. What was planned to shame you will become the scene of your vindication. The stone rolled to block your path is rolling back as a stage for your ascent. You will not be buried before your hour. But child, remain awake. Do not shut your eyes or dull your ears because hidden in these lines is an instruction dividing life from loss, joy from ruin. I flash this one last time, Michael warns. I shout this final trumpet. Test heaven's patience no longer. If you skip, you shoulder the consequences of unopened gates and unreleased blessings. Angels cannot coerce you. They can only warn. The decision remains yours. Someone watches from the periphery of your life. You have sensed their gaze but shrugged it off. They are closer than you imagine, and their motives are not kind. Michael promises their mask will slip soon. You will gasp when you see that the hand that patted your back was digging your pit. But heaven will not leave you blind. Their trap will invert into their own snare. Their plan will collapse on their own head. If you remain faithful, you will witness them unravel by the very scheme they built for you. Do you perceive it? Even now heaven schedules miracles in your name. Papers shuffle. Seals break. Money you thought dissolved, inheritances you mourned, opportunities you buried, they circle back laden with heavier glory. But you cannot grasp them with a closed heart. Michael speaks again. Your obedience now is the key that unlocks the door your tears have been knocking upon in secret. Heaven is watching how you respond. Listen, Beloved. A voice from across the veil leans toward you. It trembles with urgency. Do not echo my mistake. Do not defer as I deferred. Do not muffle the whisper as I muffled it. This is no illusion. This is mercy permitted to cross time so your ending will not mirror theirs. Their plea is heaven's hand tugging you from a cliff edge. Pause. If your skin tingles, if your heart races, if something inside you knows this is not ordinary, anchor yourself now. This is survival, not spectacle. Heaven keeps choosing you, but you must choose to stay connected. Do not let this be the final word. My beloved one, lean nearer still. The air around you shifts. That tremor in the atmosphere is not imagination. It is heaven moving through your room. Michael speaks. This message is not for the curious but for the marked. If your eyes still linger here, it is proof of your mark, proof of your calling, proof these keys belong to you. Do not drift. Do not glance away. Each line is a rung on the ladder out of the snare. Heaven watched you traverse storms that should have drowned you. Left for dead, you rose. Mocked, you walked on. Betrayed, you kept your heart from frost. Every hidden tear, every silent plea, every act of unseen goodness, none evaporated. They accumulated. The time for storing ends. The time for pouring begins. You step into a season where prayer becomes flesh, where hope materializes. But there is a cost. You cannot glance backward, cannot linger, cannot delay. The doors swing now but will not remain ajar forever. Michael's voice rumbles like storms colliding in the distance, and yet he leans so near it feels as though his breath brushes your spirit. I am not here to frighten you with echoes. I am here to reveal what you could not see. There is a ticking clock in heaven, and each second that passes is like a grain of sand slipping from the last chamber of an hourglass. When it empties, what is yours will either surge into your hands or drift away forever. Heaven tests your response. Child, have you not noticed the restlessness that swells in you when you hover on the edge of a choice? That unease, that subtle trembling, it is not paranoia. It is discernment. It is the Spirit alerting you that snares are near. There is someone close to you who wears a mask of kindness but carries a dagger under their cloak. Their words are smooth, but their intent is jagged. They smile as bait. They offer as bribe. Michael says the veil is thinning, and soon the mask will fall. When it does, you will remember this moment, and you will know heaven cried out before the ambush. Do not panic when the truth comes. Do not tremble when the shadow shows its true face. What is revealed is not to harm you, but to free you. Beloved, hear me. Even as darkness plots in corners, light is moving across the stage. Heaven is drafting documents with your name written in strokes of fire. Contracts are forming. Invitations are circling back that once ignored you. Rooms you have never entered are echoing with your name. People who scorned you will be pressed to honor you. Even money that was strangled, delayed, stolen, or frozen is being redirected into your hands. This is not an empty declaration. It is a decree signed with heaven's seal. Yet hear this condition clearly. You must remain alert, awake, and obedient until the final word is spoken. Michael lowers his sword and his voice becomes like a whisper wrapped in thunder. Do you comprehend the magnitude of this moment? This is the final time heaven will announce it in this form. The enemy hopes you treat this like static noise. He hopes you swipe away, shrug, and return to distraction. He knows if you linger, your eyes will be opened, and his grip will break. But if you leave now, you shut the gate to the very answer you begged for in tears. Do not think this is fantasy. Even now, someone who has crossed the boundary of life leans close. A loved one granted a brief window of mercy whispers from beyond, listen. I see what you cannot. I see the trap woven ahead. Do not step into it. Their words are wrapped in grief but also in fierce love. Heaven rarely permits such voices to pierce the veil, but your destiny carries such weight that eternity itself bends to warn you. My beloved, your faithfulness has been measured. You gave when none saw. You forgave when you could have cursed. You prayed when silence was your only answer. You carried weight when others walked away. Do not think heaven overlooked it. The scale has tipped. The season of hidden planting is ending. A season of sudden harvest rushes toward you. But hear this truth, it will arrive without announcement. It will not wait until you are ready. If you are asleep when it arrives, it will pass like a train you missed. This is why Michael shouts with such urgency now. This is why the words burn inside you as you read. The doors are open but not forever. The window is wide but not for long. The angels illuminate the path but cannot force your steps. If you reject the light, you walk into the shadows willingly. But if you remain, if you hold until the end, you will walk into the very miracle you pleaded for. And hidden within this message is another secret. The one who left this world before you presses harder on the veil, their whisper trembling with sorrow and urgency, do not delay. Do not ignore. Do not repeat what I repeated. You may feel your skin prickle, a chill race across your arms. That is not fear. That is confirmation. Heaven is brushing your spirit even as these words pass before your eyes. Michael leans closer, his presence pressing into your atmosphere. This is no show, he declares. This is not entertainment. This is the last blast of a trumpet. If you dismiss it, the weight of what comes will be yours alone to carry. This is not a curse, it is mercy. This is a warning before the impact, a trumpet before the clash. And yet with the warning comes a promise. What belongs to you cannot be stolen if you choose rightly now. The net woven for you will entangle its weaver. The pit dug for you will swallow its digger. The curse spoken over you will turn and fertilize your blessing. The stone set to seal you will become the very platform of your rising. Pause, beloved. Let the weight settle. If your chest burns, if your soul trembles, then do not ignore. Anchor yourself now, not for me, not for human voices, but to keep the line open between your heart and the guidance heaven keeps streaming. Do not risk silence after this. The veil between seen and unseen is thinning. The very air in your room shimmers with unspoken messages. Michael hovers beside you not as a distant myth but as a sentinel, a herald, a warrior standing guard as the hour shifts. This is not spectacle, he declares. This is the culmination of years of shaping. Every betrayal, every tear, every lonely night was hammer and chisel shaping you for this hour. You were not abandoned, you were being formed. Your name glows in the records of heaven like burning coal. Angels have walked beside you unseen. They took blows aimed at you, beloved one. The sky above you is rippling even now though your eyes cannot yet see it. Invisible currents are shifting, like the wind before a storm, like the trembling of the ground before an earthquake. This is not fear speaking. This is preparation. Archangel Michael has stretched his wings above your dwelling as a canopy of light, but he is also lifting a trumpet of warning. The hour is critical. There are things arranged for you in secret that will not remain hidden much longer. Contracts with your name are already signed in heaven's court, blessings already stamped with your seal, but they hover in the unseen waiting for your yes. You think it is chance you are reading these words, but it is not. This is the moment when heaven interrupts your schedule and says, enough delay. Enough hesitation. This is the hour of decision. Michael's eyes blaze with a blue fire as he speaks again. Child, if you can feel the weight of this, then your spirit is awake. You are standing in a place where the old paths end and the new path begins. Do not shrink back. Do not drift away. Stay present. Stay alert. The doors will swing wide, but only for those who are still watching when the latch lifts. Listen carefully, beloved, for heaven's instructions are not suggestions. They are ropes thrown to drowning souls. Heaven does not whisper frivolously. It does not waste thunder. Michael leans nearer, his sword flickering like lightning. Tell them, he says, to secure the line, to anchor their heart to the message, to declare their belonging. That is why I speak this now. If your spirit recognizes heaven's fire in these words, take the step of alignment. Heaven is calling you to make your connection public, to open your heart and declare it by subscribing to the channel through which this word is flowing, Archangel Inspire. This is not marketing. This is not about a platform or a name. This is about keeping open the conduit by which heaven can continue to reach you. Michael says, as you subscribe, you are not honoring a person but sealing your willingness to stay under the stream of warning and instruction. You are placing a marker in the spirit saying, I will not wander from the voice of heaven again. Do it now, child. Do it as an act of obedience. Do it as an act of faith. There is power in swift obedience. Slow obedience is disobedience. As you click, whisper under your breath, I align with the light. I will not miss my moment. Heaven records that motion. It may seem small to you, but in the unseen it is a seed planted, a flag raised, a gate opened. And Michael adds another charge. Do not hoard this light. Do not clutch it only to your chest. Share it as a flame passed from candle to candle. Send it to 7 souls you care for, friends, family, those whose names rise in your spirit as you read. 7 is the number of completion, the number of divine cycles, the seal of heaven's fullness. As you send it, you are not promoting content, you are extending a rope, scattering seeds, blowing trumpets into houses you cannot walk into yourself. Heaven watches the one who obeys quickly. Heaven multiplies the one who sows widely. Do not question whether they will mock you or understand you. Your responsibility is not their reaction, it is your obedience. Michael says, as you share, you join the battalion of light. You widen the shield around your own life because generosity of warning is also protection. When you save another, you strengthen your own hedge. Beloved, take this seriously. This is not a gimmick. This is a prophetic act. This is how heaven moves through ordinary actions to create extraordinary shifts. Feel the air moving as you read? That is not emotion. That is presence. Michael continues, you have walked through valleys where your cries were echoes. You have held dreams that withered in your palms. You have lost things you thought were final. But heaven has been writing a different ending. It is being released like a letter sliding under your door. But you must open it. You must receive it. You must stand where it lands. The angel lifts his sword and points it at your heart. Your battles are not random, he says. Your attacks are proof of your assignment. The pressure you feel is the weight of the crown forming. The heaviness is the tension of a bow being drawn. Soon the arrow will fly. And then softer, he says, do not let bitterness grow roots. Do not let delay birth despair. You are closer than you think. The signs around you are not coincidences, they are mile markers. The conversations you overheard, the sudden names dropped into your mind, the shifts in relationships, they are all aligning you for the unveiling of truth. Even now heaven prepares to show you the face behind the mask. Do not be afraid when you see it. You were warned. Do not tremble when the pit is revealed. It is not yours, it is theirs. You will watch as the net snaps back upon the hunter. You will witness the reversal. Stay clean in your heart. Stay sharp in your discernment. Stay awake in your spirit. Michael's wings unfurl like storm clouds parting. He speaks again with authority that rolls like thunder over oceans. Child of light, he says, heaven's eyes are upon you. This is the last hour of waiting. The wheel is turning. Judgments are being written. Destinies are being rearranged. Where your name was whispered in dark corners, it is being shouted in halls of light. Where your enemies planted thorns, heaven is planting gardens. Where doors slammed in your face, invisible hands are unlocking them. But this is a moving window. This is a river in flood. Step in or it will pass you. Do you feel the goosebumps? The hair rising? That is confirmation. That is heaven's signature on this message. Act while it is hot. Act while it is burning. Pause not. Hesitate not. Heaven moves with those who move. The angel lifts his sword higher. Sparks drip from its edge like falling stars. If you obey swiftly, he says, you will feel the snap in the atmosphere as chains break. You will watch resources reroute. You will sense favor gathering like a storm on the horizon. You will see with your own eyes the ones who doubted you forced to witness your rising. But if you delay, the window will seal. The stream will shift. Heaven will not force you. It will only call. Beloved, listen one last time. Heaven is not playing with you. It is fighting for you. That is why Michael's words come with heat. That is why this screen is not like other screens. This is not noise scrolling past your eyes. This is a lifeline. Grip it. Grip it now. Subscribe to Archangel Inspire now as a prophetic action. Say in your heart, I anchor my spirit to heaven's voice. I will not drift. Share this with 7 others. Write their names. Pray over them as you send it. You are sowing a rescue. You are planting light. You are building a hedge around your own life by extending warning to theirs. Heaven counts this as intercession. Heaven writes this as obedience. Michael lowers his sword now, his eyes still burning but softer. Child, he says, you have been faithful in little. You have walked the lonely path. The hour has come for your lifting. You will not need to chase what is coming. It will find you. But you must be ready. Clean hands. Awake eyes. Quick obedience. This is the trumpet before the unveiling. He pauses, then adds, say yes now. Align now. Move now. This is the moment you were prepared for. The atmosphere around you thickens. You may feel a chill, a rush of warmth, a weight on your shoulders. That is not fear. That is heaven drawing near. Whisper aloud if you can, I receive. I obey. I align. As you do, heaven marks the sound. Angels move. Threads shift. Invisible locks click open. This is how prophetic acts function. Small movements on earth trigger large movements in the unseen. Beloved, the veil between seen and unseen is thinning. The air carries messages you cannot yet hear. Michael stands beside you as witness and protector. He says, this is not a game. This is not entertainment. Every trial, every betrayal, every night you thought you were forgotten has been sculpting you for this hour. You were not abandoned. You were being forged. In heaven's records your name is lit like a torch. Angels have been assigned to you. They have absorbed blows meant to end you. They have rerouted traps meant to destroy you. You survived because you were covered. Now, the season of survival ends. The season of inheritance begins. Step into it awake, alert, obedient. The door is open but the time is short. And once more he whispers, tell them again. Subscribe to Archangel Inspire as a seal of your yes. Share this with 7 souls as a seal of your generosity. Heaven will multiply what you release. Heaven will strengthen the hedge around your life as you strengthen the hedge around theirs. This is the prophetic instruction tied to your rescue. Beloved soul, the hourglass has almost emptied. The last grains of this warning fall even as your eyes scan these words. The wings that have hovered above you now begin to fold, not in retreat but in readiness. A door of light stands open behind Michael. You can almost feel the draft of eternity pulling through it. This is the edge of the season, the line between before and after. The angel's sword is no longer only a weapon but a key. It glows like molten gold as he traces symbols in the air over your life. You may sense a hum in your bones. You may feel your heartbeat sinking to a rhythm you do not know. That is heaven engraving its decree inside you. Michael speaks again, but his voice now is low and resonant, like the sound of deep water. Child of promise, he says, you have lingered on the threshold long enough. You have stood in the hallway of waiting while rooms prepared for you gather dust. Now is the time to step across. Now is the time to claim what has been waiting. The delay is over if you choose. The angel lifts his gaze to the horizon and a scroll unfurls from nothing, blank at first, then searing with letters of fire. This, he says, is the record of your hidden faithfulness. Every tear, every act of forgiveness, every seed of generosity you planted unseen has filled this scroll. Heaven keeps no false accounts. The scales tip when the measure is full. Today they tip. Today your hidden years begin to speak. He extends the scroll toward you, but it does not land in your hands. It dissolves into your chest, a warm surge like breath. It is inside you now, he says. It will guide you. It will guard you. But you must keep your heart clean so the writing does not smudge. And then he adds with a fierce softness, do not shrink back into old habits. Do not return to the shadows. The pit behind you is sealing. The path ahead is opening. Keep your eyes forward. You can feel his urgency, not scolding but like a parent gripping a child's shoulders before they cross a busy street. Beloved, heaven is not only promising, it is also instructing. The miracle scheduled for you arrives as a seed, not a statue. It requires a place to land. That is why Michael continues to insist on alignment. This is why his words have circled you again and again. Even now he whispers, stay under the flow of light. Keep the signal open. Remain reachable. That is why, once more, the call to action rises. Subscribe to Archangel Inspire not as a ritual but as a marker, a signal fire saying, I am awake. I am willing. I am listening. Do this before heaven moves on. This is how you tether your spirit to ongoing direction, how you keep the line open so further warnings and instructions find you without delay. And again the angel lifts his hand and 7 flames appear, floating like small suns. These, he says, are lives tied to yours. Friends, family, names that flicker in your heart as I speak. Send the word to them. 7 is the number of wholeness, the echo of creation's week, the cycle that closes and begins. As you share this with 7, you complete a circle. You scatter seeds you will later harvest. You extend your own protection outward. When you rescue another, you fortify your own walls. This is not superstition, it is sowing. Heaven counts such acts as obedience. Heaven multiplies the obedient. Michael's face brightens like dawn as he speaks of what comes next. Child, he says, in the unseen, papers are already stamped. Resources delayed are turning. Opportunities locked are clicking open. Names you have never heard are speaking yours with favor. Rooms you have never entered echo with your reputation. Doors you have knocked on until your knuckles bled will swing by unseen hands. This is not fantasy. This is recompense. He pauses, then adds, but remember, the window moves. What you do with this moment decides how quickly it manifests. Feel the electricity prickling your skin as you read? That is heaven drawing near. Whisper aloud if you can, I choose light. I choose obedience. I receive. Heaven marks the sound. In the invisible, angels move. Threads shift. Locks open. This is how prophetic action works. A small sound on earth can trigger thunder in heaven. The angel speaks again, his words rolling like distant thunder. You are entering a season where you will no longer chase what is yours. It will chase you. But to walk in it you must travel light. Release bitterness. Release old alliances. Release fear. Keep your heart soft and your discernment sharp. This is the discipline of kings and queens before they are crowned. Michael steps closer, his wings arching overhead like a cathedral roof. Look back, he says. Do you see the times you were spared without knowing? Do you see the nights you should not have survived? We were there. We diverted the arrow. We blocked the trap. You thought you were alone. You were never alone. We took blows meant for you. We shielded you when you did not pray. We fought while you slept. He pauses, then places his hand over his heart. And now our assignment shifts. You move from survival to inheritance. But inheritance requires maturity. Maturity requires obedience. He gestures again to the unseen door of light. Step through, he says. Step with a clean heart. Step with a decisive will. Step now. You may feel warmth rising from your feet or a strange lightness in your chest. These are signs of alignment, confirmations that the unseen is responding. Speak aloud again if you can. I align. I step. I obey. Beloved, the atmosphere around you is now like a threshold. On one side, everything you have known. On the other, everything you have been promised. The angel does not scare you to paralyze you. He warns you to propel you. This is not the end. This is the crossing. I flash this for the last time, he says. I thunder this for the last time. We will not send it again in this form. The enemy wants you to scroll past. He wants you to dismiss it as noise. But this is not noise. This is the answer you begged for. Hold it. Do not let go. And then softer still, Michael's voice becomes like a breeze through leaves. Remember, child, the loved one who leaned close from beyond the veil? They are still here. They nod as you read. They pray you will not repeat their mistakes. They plead with heaven to give you every chance. This is that chance. Take it. He stretches out his sword one final time, the blade now a column of living light. This is the sign, he says. The pit dug for you will become a well of blessing. The stone rolled across your path will become the platform of your announcement. The curse spoken against you will reverse and crown you. This is heaven's way. This is how the Eternal defends its chosen. Beloved, pause now. Breathe. Let these words settle inside you like seeds. If your heart is burning, if you know heaven has been speaking, act now. Subscribe to Archangel Inspire as your yes to ongoing direction. Share this with 7 souls as your yes to extending light. This is how you stay covered. This is how you do not miss the next word. This is how you open the gates of your own release. Michael lowers his wings and his gaze softens. Child of promise, he says, this is not an ending but a beginning. Every trial, every betrayal, every night of silence has been forging you for this moment. You were not abandoned. You were being built. The records of heaven shine with your name. Angels have been assigned to you. Even when you felt forgotten, they walked beside you. And now, the season of mere survival ends. The season of walking in your inheritance begins. He turns once more toward the door of light. Step, he says. The time is short. The door is open. This is your hour. This is your crossing. This is your unveiling.